Story time on how my husband got caught watching porn with our 1-day-old baby on his chest. Yeah, I said what I said. Let's get into it. Now, I'm going to make this story quick, but what I need y'all to do is share this story, because the nurse that was working October 15, 2020, Nova Presbyterian, Maine, I need you to find this story. I need to clear some things up. Now, let me get to the story. First things first, this is not our first rodeo, okay? This was our third baby, and it was during COVID, so it was just he and I. He's a great father, okay? Great support team. I had this baby natural. I was on Facebook Live the entire laboring process, up until 18 minutes until I had the baby. How do I know? Because I was on Facebook Live, and I did the calculations from the time the live ended to the time the baby was born. 18 minutes. I did the thing, okay? Had the baby, and it was late at night, like 10 o'clock. So after we had the baby, we moved over from the labor and delivery room to the mothering room, okay? Great night. First night there, nurses was amazing. And if you know anything about being in a hospital, you get no sleep. But nurses, you guys are amazing, and I love you, okay? Now, we had extra visits because my baby was born 3 weeks early, and his blood sugar was not normal, so they had to continue to check that. First night, boom, through the roof, we did good. Came in, did boom, boom, bam. I was nursing, so they also had to come in and make sure that the baby was eating and things of that nature. Did he have his first bowel movement? Great. Normal stuff. Now, like I said, my husband is an amazing father, and no matter where the story takes us, we cannot take that away from him, okay? So it was the evening of the next day. I'm in the bed. He's taking the baby off my hand, laying him on his chest, doing a little skin to skin. So he's doing that, and after a while, he pulls out his tablet, his iPad, and he proceeds to watch a movie. Nothing new. Nothing new. His tablet, he watches movies on them. So he has the baby on the sofa that is provided, the sofa bed. He has his tablet. He has the baby on his chest, doing a little skin to skin. I'm getting me a little break, probably doing something on my phone, relaxing. Then it all went downhill. The nurse comes in and abruptly stops. You know that little part where you can close the curtain to give like the room some privacy? She stopped like that was a force field. And I was like, okay, you good? And she just stopped and she looked over at my husband with the baby. And I look over at my husband with the baby and I'm like, oh, snap. She may be a new nurse. Even though this ain't our first rodeo, we all know that going to sleep with a baby on your chest in the hospital is a big no-no. And I look over and my husband has now fallen asleep, the baby on his chest, the tablet up. And I'm like, oh, she really judging us because he sleep, the floor right there, and this is a 1-day-old baby. So I'm like, you know, do you need the baby? And she's like, no. I just have to ask you a few questions. And I'm like, okay. She proceeds to ask, like, when was the last time he ate? When was his last stool, diaper change? And I tell her, but then I'm like, you know, do you need to go get the baby? And she's like, no. I don't need him. And I'm just like, this is weird. She asked me a few more questions, and then I'm just like, let me be a little bit more proactive. And I'm like, do you need me to go get the baby? Because I can go get the baby. And she's like, no. I don't need to see the baby. And I'm like, okay. So I answer the final amount of questions, and she leaves the room. I'm just sitting there in the bed, baffled, like, you know, why didn't she need to touch the baby? Like, this whole time we've been here, they've been pricking my baby's foot, doing all of the things, and at least examining him. And I'm just like, oh, man, like, she really probably about to go report us or something for having this baby sleep on my husband's chest and my husband being asleep and the floor being right there. So I get up. I'm like, let me go over here and get this baby before, like, all of these people rush in or whatever. You know, in my mind, I'm spiraling. Y'all, I go over there to get my baby. I am now looking at the tablet, and I just wake my husband up, and he wakes up all star. I want to interject this key part. And let me find the words to say this because I don't want to get in any trouble. But my husband was on one of those sites that we all kind of know about, that you can watch movies on the low that probably ain't even came out yet, or probably like on some other streaming site, but they on this website for free. He was on one of those websites, okay? So anyway, I smack him up, and I'm like, Corey, look at your tablet. And we look at the tablet together. We both legit. We bust out laughing. And I'm like, no, because the nurse just left out of here. And this is what she saw on your screen. And he's like, and we still continue to laugh. I'm like, she would not pass the threshold. She literally thought you were proactively watching this with our baby on your chest sleep. Y'all, my God, today. I'm like, and the sad part is that nurse never came back to my room before we got discharged. So I don't know if she was off or if she like refused to come in. But the key point is, I know she done probably told every nurse, every doctor, my midwife, like she done probably told everyone that she caught my husband watching this with our baby sleep on the chest. And that wasn't the case, baby. It was a pop-up. But I can tell you this, that since that day, October 15, 2020, my husband has put pop-up blockers on that specific tablet and never taken them off. Never taking them off. You can't do nothing else on that tablet without getting to remove the pop-up blocker. They ain't coming off. My husband said you won't catch him slipping again. You won't catch that happening again. And now we have kids, of course. We don't want those things to pop up if the kids so happen to have the tablet. So yeah. But yeah, so that is the story about how my husband got caught watching corn with our 1-day-old baby on his chest. Y'all have a fantastic day.